Hi everyone and welcome back to the Overtake GT. This is a 900 pp build for the RS5 Turbo DTM from 2019. This thing pushes over 800 brake horsepower, perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and ramp that up with a turbocharger, front engine rear wheel drive. What is not to love about this Group 2 car? Absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to go through two builds with you to follow. One is racing medium tyres, one is racing hard tyres. I'm going to base it around the Autopolis event because that's dropped this week on the weekly challenges, but you can use your strategy minds and decipher which is best for you moving forward with the other 900 pp events across the game. So now you've got your car and I'm at the tuning shop, and this is everything that will be on the car mainly already for you, but just to make sure I'm going to go through it again. Okay, just to make sure. So as you can see, power restrictor and ballast, semi-racing, fully customizable computer, high RPM turbocharger, fully customizable LSD, under racing, racing silencer, racing brake kit, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, a fully customizable racing transmission, and you can see I've gone through a set of racing hard tyres, a set of racing medium tyres, and a set of racing soft tyres. Now the soft tyres aren't used on this build, but the mediums and hards are on the strategy at the end. So just get those just in case, you might decide which one is best for you. Extreme, intermediates, just in case you decide you're going to go into an event where weather changes like mad, definitely going to help you there. And under ultimate, there's nothing you can get from there, so this is quite a simple and quick build to do. What we'll do now is we'll head over to GT Auto and we'll get the one, possibly two things you might want to change on the car, and let's see how that goes. So GT Auto, one key piece of advice is going to car maintenance and service when your oil needs doing and changing it for 400 credits. That's going to save you spending 100,000 credits on an engine overhaul. So please bear that in mind. The sake of doing that is going to save you doing that. Okay, let's get back to car customization. So the first thing, like I said, there's one of two things you can change on the car. You can change the wheels, and that's it. They're just aesthetics, just the way they look. Nothing else can really be changed other than the design, the way they are. Custom part is the rear wing. Now the rear wing's very slight, the change that's on there. So what you do is you can have standard or type A. That's the difference. So you can have that or that, and that's the difference on the car. So I've kept it as standard because it doesn't make a massive difference. It's not really worth the change, but if you feel that's better for you and aesthetically looks nicer for you, then by all means go for it. Also, the other thing you can change, as you can see, livery. I've done a completely new livery on this car, and again, if you want to choose one, you can either make your own using a livery editor or load style, and you can go from there as well. So now we've done that, let's go back to the setting sheet and let's get into this. So now we've done that, let's go to the Autopolis circuit. I'll go through the setting sheet for the medium tyres, same with the hard tyres, and then we'll get into a quick race scenario and you can see what the end results are for this. Okay, so here we go. First up is the racing medium strategy. So this is everything you need for the racing mediums on there. You can see racing mediums, body height adjustment, all of that has changed. The initial torque, the lot. So everything you need to change is there on this side. Get all of that paused, get that entered into your car. It's critical that you get this absolutely right at this stage. You can see the only thing on this side you can do is put the high RPM turbo on and have that set to strong, and your manual adjustment is this. So this is pretty much the same for both cars. The only thing that you will be changing is obviously the tyres. So now you've done that, what we'll do is we'll get straight into what is going to be happening for the racing. So you've got your racing medium set up there. Racing hard, you can see the only difference is the front downforce. That's maxed out to 750. That's because you need a little bit more front wing on that one. But you can also see how much slower it is, 0.1 of a second to a quarter mile. it's a lot slower going through the gears, and that is why you start losing a little bit of time throughout the laps, which is to be expected obviously because of the tyre compound. And then if you look at a rotational G-force, you can see it's not as good as holding up as the medium tyres, and it's there for you to see at the bottom left of the screen. So that's why the medium tyres have got more rotational grip, especially through the last couple of corners. It does definitely benefit you more. So let's get into the strategy now of mediums and hards and see which one's going to work best for you, and then you know which one you're going to pick to get you a win. Okay, so first of 2 strategy guides to help you with this car. So we're going to do the Mia because Autopolis is on the weekly challenges this week, and I just want to make sure you're in the best position you can to get this done, and that's why this video is going on today. So you can see the RS. So from your arrow triggers that are on your pad, mine are on the steering wheel as well, and I've changed my left arrow so it can be used for my DRS. It's so much easier than trying to press any buttons that are further on the inside of the steering wheel, so that's why I've changed that one. So fuel, you can see I've got that on there, so move that up to 3. And I also have my brake bias, that's on 3 as well, and that just gives me personally a bit more control over the car while I'm driving, just suits my driving style a bit more, so that's why I've done that. So what we'll do, we get into this strategy and then you can see what's going to bode best for you while you're doing these races, and it works for all the tracks that are WTC900s. And what you'll find on each of the tracks that you do, there'll be somewhere like this now, which is where you're far faster than the AI and they can't cope with the way you drive, because these tend to stick to one racing line through here, whereas you know a lot of us know there's multiple that you can take and get just as good at lap times. So quite quickly catching, trying like that. Nissan Noamia, CLK, come on. Right, the RS. Dispatch you pretty quick. There we go. And that's them behind. So already flying up to 14th. You can see it's catching. In, right, pit. So you can see how badly worn the tyres are at this point. So again, chuck your racing mediums on. Refuel, I've done it before where I've pressed exit in at a rush, and just remember you've got laps 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, so 5 laps of fuel is what you need. So here we go. Right, 5 laps of fuel, let's get into it. And that's it, so as you end that final corner you find that your tyres are pretty much at the end of their life, and it's had a pit and we crossed the line, and it's great. So that's one method that you've got available. So it's in, pit at the end of lap 5, straight back onto your tyres, 5 laps worth of fuel, straight back out again. You do a 16:52 is what I did. I could have gone faster, I was stuck between traffic throughout, that was a bit of a different race. But you know, 37 seconds ahead, so not too bad, good race overall. So now let's get on to the strategy number 2, which is with the race and hard tyres. Okay, this is the second of the strategies that we're going to go through. So you can see fuel mixture's already up to lean. I'm going to see how long we can get these racing hard tyres to work here for you. But on this car, it doesn't really matter what the tyres are, you're going to get a win. I'm not going to use the DRS too much, just because I want to get past everyone without having to smack into them or have them getting away on the racing line. Like this, exactly like that. So racing hard, starting lap 2. So they're holding up alright so far. Racing mediums are my personal preferred choice, but I'm doing this for you, just so you can see what the difference is. Getting into a few little battles early on. Doesn't matter what way you look at it, you're going to have to pit for fuel. Okay, so those tyres completely, absolutely battered. So what should we put on now? I think we're going to go for racing hards again, which we'll do. And then what we'll do is we'll stick to what we're doing and we'll just refill for 3 laps. So lap 8, 9, 10, and then you can see the difference there. Right, stop the fueling. So it brings us out second. We can just keep pushing now all the way to the end. So there you have it, that's the end of that strategy. So it's not my preferred one, it's one that you can do, but for me, race the mediums all the way. I'll leave it to you to decide what's best for you. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, tell me how you've got on, and you can also consider becoming a channel member if you like as well. You can see 0.2 of a second separates those tyre compounds, but 15 seconds nearly in race time. So it's entirely up to you which route you decide to do. You're still going to get a win. One's more healthier than the other, but again, I'll leave that down to you. But for now, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.